Good day everyone, I am Danwal Cloud Anipan, and today we will discuss about the socio-economic, political, and cultural issues in the Philippines. First is the taxation during the Spanish period. The taxation during the Spanish period was compulsory, which means all Spanish colonies in both America and Philippines were all required to pay for their taxes for two reasons. The first reason is for the recognition of Spain's sovereignty over the colonies, and the second one is to defray the expenses of pacification. Next is the taxation in the Philippine settings. The taxation in the Philippine settings were classified into 5 forms. First is the tributo or the tribute. It was a general tax paid by the Filipinos to Spain, which amounted to 8 reals. Next is a sanctorum. Sanctorum was a tax of 3 reals. These were required for the cost of Christianization, including the construction of the churches and the purchase of materials for religious celebrations. The third one is the donativo. The donativo was a tax with the amount of half real, which is intended for the military campaign of the government against the Muslims. The fourth one is the caja de comunidad. Caja de comunidad was a 1 real tax. It was intended for the expenses of the town in the construction of the roads and also for the repair of the bridges and the improvement of the public buildings. The fifth one is the servicio personal or the polo y servicio. Polo y servicio was a form of forced labor during the Spanish period. Next, we will discuss about the revolts against the tribute. The revolt against the tribute occurred in the present-day provinces of Cagayan, Ilocos Norte, and Ilocos Sur in 1589. Because of the tax collectors who abused the Filipinos and the other native people, there were 6 tax collectors who were killed in Vigan. Next is the Agustin Sumoroy's revolt. The revolt of Agustin Sumoroy started on June 1, 1649. He was a Waray native and he led his fellow workers to revolt against the Spaniards. The revolt was triggered when the town mayor sent the Warays into the shipyard in Cavite, which is contrary to the directive order of the government of Manila. During the year of 1660, Don Francisco Maniago of Pampanga led the revolt initially caused by Kapampangan's protest against the tribute, the forced labor and the rice exploitation, which later became a struggle for the Filipino natives to be free from Spanish rule. The last revolt was led by Andres Malong in the year of 1660 to 1661. It was caused by the revolts of Kapamampangans because they have experienced the same abuses by the Spaniards. Our last discussion is about the tax reform of 1884. The tax reform of 1884 was considered as one of the good reforms that the Spain introduced to us in the 19th century, as provided by the Royal Decree of March 6, 1884. This tax reform contained 2 important provisions. First is the abolition of tributes and the replacement of cedula tax, and the reduction of 40 days of forced labor into 15 days. Thank you for listening, guys. I hope you learned something from the discussion today, and may God bless us always.